Hey, good morning. Ken Schisler, Integrative Lending. Let's talk stated income. Whoa, okay. I'm sure all you people out there are thinking, stated income, isn't that what got us into this mess in 2008? Well, it did, but this isn't countrywide stated. Back then, all you had to do was have a pulse, maybe a 600 FICO score, state your income, and you were done. Clearly, that was a mistake. Now we've got some alternatives to that that are reasonable, protects the bank, and provides those self-employed borrowers the ability to buy a house. Um, so let's talk about how it works. Self-employed borrowers, you've got to have three major things. A letter from your CPA that states how long you've been in business for, name of the business, etc. You filed 2 years tax returns as a self-employed borrower, but you don't need to state anything about the income. Then you provide a profit and loss statement to your CPA. They can say it's unaudited, they just sign and date it, and the lender will take that net income from that P&L statement for your business, and we'll use that to qualify. The other good part about this is if you own other properties, let's say you've got a primary residence and 3 rentals, the way they calculate the rental income is much more forgiving than on a conventional loan. You just take the 75% of the gross income, subtract the proper principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, and that's what they give you for net income. No depreciations or about expenses, repairs, that's all out of the equation. So it's a lot easier to qualify. You can actually go stated now with a W-2 borrower as well. It's not quite stated, but what they do is we just get a written VOE from the borrower's employer, and they'll take that income, and that's it. They'll pick up the phone, call and make sure they have a job. The way where this comes in as a benefit for a lot of people is a lot of people will write off what's called 2106 expenses, unreimbursed business expenses. Well, those don't come into play because we're not providing any tax returns. Any other kinds of deductions, etc., aren't part of the equation. So it helps some W-2 borrowers qualify. Not quite stated, but it does help you escape a lot of expenses. I've got, as far as credit goes, pretty lenient there as well. You can have a bankruptcy as short as 3 years ago. A short sale, let's see here, 2 years ago, foreclosure 5. So that's a big benefit because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are still at 7 years for foreclosure, which hurts a lot of people who tried to do short sales at the beginning of the crisis back in 08. And I'm sure a lot of you realtors know, a lot of short sales just were not getting approved and people gave up and just gave their house back to the bank. Well, that's considered a foreclosure, obviously. So let's get to the meat of it. The guidelines, loan to values. With a 720 FICO score, you can put as little as 25% down. With a 680, 30% down. These are all up to $1 million loan amount. And with a 660, 35% down. We can go up to 1.5 million with 30% down. 2.5 million at 65, and with 40% down up to 5 million. So it's a great product for jumbo borrowers. Reserves are pretty lenient, generally 6 months for the subject property only, the house they're buying or refining. No additional reserves if they own other properties. 12 months reserves required on bigger loan amounts. You can call me for the details on that. But when you're doing a cash out refi, the great news there is they'll let you use the cash out from these transactions to meet those reserve requirements. Most lenders don't do that. I have some other options too with people who have a bigger down payment. 40% down up to $1 million. All you have to have is a business license for 2 years, or they just pick up the phone for a W-2 borrower and verify they have a job. That's it. No P&L statements, no nothing. So Lots of options out there for them. If none of these work for a client or a borrower, or they have less money down, I've got 20 or 30 other products that let you use bank statements for income. And that gets you a much higher loan to value, all the way up to 90% or as little as 10% down. So that's the hot tip of the day for stated income. My name is Ken Schisler, Integrative Lending. Call me anytime about your own personal loan needs or your clients at 949-244-6405, and have a great day.